All right. So, how's it going?
It's been a while.
It has. So, luckily, we're back, which
Yeah,
is exciting.
we're alive.
Yep. You believe?
There was a period there where we weren't quite sure.
Yep. We,
It was not COVID.
yeah, it was not COVID, but we caught the crazy.
It's the seasonal, the summer cold that's going on.
Yeah. Which, again, not COVID, which was good, but this cold was ridiculous. Knocked me out for a couple days.
Yeah, off and on fevers. That wasn't fun.
No, yeah. So needless to say, there wasn't a lot of bourbon tasting. And then that followed by going back to school,
Well, yeah.
which saps all your energy. So,
But we're back.
Yeah. And to celebrate, we thought we would try some Rabbit Hole. So I've lucked out and I've got a special bottle that we'll show here in a little bit. But we've got a just a regular bottle, which is pretty common, and you can find it just about anywhere, is Rabbit Hole Cave Hill, which I bought a while ago because we used to live right next to Cave Hill Cemetery. So, you know, you live right next to someplace, you got to buy the bourbon that's named after the place. So this is a 4-grain bourbon, which is exciting. Because there's not a lot of bourbons out there that are 4 grains. There's a lot of 3 grain because that's generally what they do. Is you got corn, which corn has to be the highest grain, always over 51% for it to be bourbon. And then generally it is a rye, and then malted barley is how it goes. But this goes with 4, so it's got the corn at 51, then it's got the rye, the malted barley, and wheat in it. So all 4 of the possible grains.
All right.
And it's a nice 95 proofer. So it's a good way to start the day.
It's an interesting nose.
Mm-hmm.
There's something like crisp and light in it.
Yeah. I like it. Well, I mean, I've been drinking it, so.
I noticed the bottle was kind of low there.
Yeah.
So it must be good.
Yeah, it's definitely got those youth notes on it, so it's very grain forward. That's generally what I mean by youth notes. Not a lot of oak on there.
So when you say young, like it's probably gonna burn a little bit here?
No, it's just gonna be grain forward. So you're really gonna taste like the corn notes and things like that, and get a lot less of the oak or barrel spice stuff. Okay. So yeah. So it's sweet,
like slight sweetness. Yeah.
But not much on the palate or on the finish. Excuse me.
No.
It just kind of
it just ends.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Basil Hayden a little bit, I guess, because Basil Hayden's one of those. But it's because again, it's a low proof bottle, so it's got like the nose is decent. Like it's nothing gonna turn you away from it, and the palate is, I mean, it starts something and then it just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's like that little bit of brown sugar sweetness and then it's gone. Yeah, but the nose still has like, there's some kind of like green apple or lemon, like a fruity lightness.
Yeah, it does have a slight fruitier note to it. Yeah,
but I don't get that in the taste.
No, not in the palate. The palate is just like brown sugar.
Yeah,
and then
like,
gone. And the finish, the little bit of finish you get, there's a little bit of ethanol, and then like a small hint of maybe black pepper, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. It's all right. I could see mixing this in a cocktail.
Oh yeah,
and having fun with that.
Yeah, this is definitely a cocktail.
Isn't that what they had something, and maybe it was just the Bourbon Women thing I saw. They had them do like a cocktail competition.
Yes.
And then they had the different, so like you, there were mixologists
Mhm.
that they were against each other, and then there was like the common person. So
Yeah.
like myself, I could have competed with a cocktail.
Yeah.
But that
do.
was down at Rabbit Hole, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So Rabbit Hole is a relatively new distillery. It actually kind of started opening and doing tours, and then COVID hit. So like that was the end of that. But it is very architecturally cool. The distillery is very, very pretty. It's one of those that we haven't been able to get down to it yet, just because of COVID and craziness and everything here in Louisville has been basically shut down. Like Old Foe just started running tours just recently. Michter's still hasn't started tours up. So like it's just hit or miss on everything. But Rabbit Hole is one that we definitely have to get down and view. Unfortunately, Delta's picking up and it might close down again. So I guess we have to go really, really quick. So, but it's one on our list.
It's good. I always get it confused with Copper and Kings. I don't like. I think that's where it is. So Copper and Kings is in Butchertown, but Rabbit Hole is in Nulu.
Yes.
So kind of close, but then I don't know.
So
both are like our newer facilities and newer distilleries.
So when we went to Evergreen Nulu,
right
behind that store was Rabbit Hole.
Okay.
Because that's what I pointed out and said, hey, there's Rabbit Hole. So yeah. Okay. So it's kind of hidden, tucked away. I mean, in that area is also where you have Angel's Envy, who is doing a big expansion right now. How they're going to expand, I literally don't know because there's no space. And then you have that Akasha Brewing, which we've never been to.
That's true.
And you do have Copper and Kings relatively close by, but Copper and Kings doesn't do bourbon, they do brandy. But we still do need to go there and try it out because the things that they've done in collaboration with Bardstown are just amazing.
I was going to say they do finished stuff, right?
No. So Bardstown uses their stuff
to
finish.
Okay.
Yes. They do brandy, but I think they've done brandy finished in bourbon barrels as far as that, but they mainly focus on brandy. They don't actually do any bourbon. So
okay. Learning all kinds of new things. Those are good.
Yeah,
it was a good starting one.
Yeah, and it's like, if I remember right, $40. So if you want to have something you could drink neat and it be okay, or something to mix, this would be a great way to go. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. They've also got a rye. They've got a bourbon finished in sherry, if I remember right. That's Derringer. And then they got the rye. And I think that's... Oh, and then they just got High Gold, their regular bourbon. So those are the 4 standard bottles you can look at and try to buy. Those 4, you should be any place that has Rabbit Hole, which is becoming more popular, very easy and simple to find. But the new thing they did just recently, and is special this year, that I was able to luck out and just find on the shelf the other day, which was very exciting, and there's a story behind it, which is even better, is their brand new single barrel cask strength that came out. So it's all the High Gold recipe. It is in a very beautiful bottle. And only a select number of stores have been able to do it. They had their first release at the distillery itself. This one is a Liquor Barn pick. So how you know it's a single barrel is the artwork. So every year they're going to do different artwork on it. They commission the artwork. So this is done by somebody, if I remember right, an artist out of South Korea. And it is a play on Alice in Wonderland. So there are 6 different posters, labels that you can get. There is the Jack, Alice, the Rabbit, the Queen, which we have, and then I don't remember what the other 2 are. But in one case, in a case of 6 bottles, you get 1 of each variation. So when I went, they had them all. and I really thought about getting the rabbit because the rabbit looked cool. Thought about getting Alice because Alice is, the main character. But I went with the Queen. And the reason is...
It's a good choice, by the way.
It is. And I'm excited to actually try the bourbon out of this. But the reason is so we are both teachers. And when you're teachers...
Oh, he's segueing into this
Yeah.
story.
You get nicknames from your students, and the first
I'm
year
still finishing that one.
my wife was a teacher, her nickname was the Red Queen. So,
Which I didn't find out until later. A student told me. I forget the premise of a student telling me.
because I had them later on, like their
Oh.
junior, senior year, and they finally
They
figured out
admitted to
that you and I were married.
Oh.
And they're like, "Oh, I had your wife. Do you know what we called her? Because she scared us."
Makes sense. Because I don't think anyone would admit that to my face.
Nope.
That they
Mm-mm.
would they would tell you that.
I
Off to
wouldn't
the side.
admit that to her face. I would be scared. But yeah, so when I saw the
Wow.
Queen, even though I guess
She doesn't have red hair, but
it could be.
I mean,
It's hard
I guess
to tell.
Queen of Hearts
Yeah.
would be a red queen,
Right.
If it isn't it a Queen of Hearts in
It is.
Alice in Wonderland? Okay.
Yeah. Because that's why she wants all the roses painted red instead of white. They got white roses. But yeah, so when I saw that, because I was on the fence as to if I should buy this bottle, because part of it is just the hype, because it is only 4 years and 1 month. So it's just barrel strength of their regular high gold recipe. And it was $75 opposed to the normal $50. So it was like, do I do it?
Hmm.
The picture made it worth it. So I had to do it. And
Well, let's see if the bourbon itself stands up to
Yep.
the artwork on the outside.
so we'll see.
That's kind of like my strategy when buying wine sometimes, because you have no idea what the wine is going to be like. But if it's a really fun label,
Yeah.
why not go ahead and get it? So you got really fun artwork.
I mean, to be
Go ahead
fair,
and get
there's a reason all liquor companies and everybody pay for marketing, because marketing does work. And you know that by the brass pony on top of the Blanton's
Mm.
bottle that now makes it impossible to find Blanton's. Buffalo Trace is amazing at
I was
marketing.
going to say collectible. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah.
ingenious.
So at that point, it's like, does the what's in the bottle really matter if you get a ton of people just buying it anyway? I mean, I say what's in the bottle matters, but
Yeah, but you didn't think that way at first.
that is true. Everybody, when you first start out,
You've gotten several bottles of Blanton's, so
Yes.
you've been able to collect them to the point where you're like, I don't
Yeah.
care as much what's inside.
Well, I was big on the hype train in the beginning, and now I'm like, there's so many better things out there that I'm like, I mean, one of the days we were at the store, there was a bottle of Blanton sitting there, and we just like, nah, we good. And everybody was like, what? So
Yeah, we did pass that up.
I will say the nose is better, a lot better.
Well, I'm getting like brown sugar mostly on the
Mhm.
nose.
And I still get some of the fruit in the back.
Mhm.
So
So you lucked out. I love this. Like, oh, I got lucky and I found a $75 bottle of bourbon.
there's a reason that I stop at the 3 liquor stores on the way home from work most days, because that's how you get lucky.
Mm-hmm. It better have been worth it.
Well, the nose
You
says it was.
didn't blow your budget, did you?
Nope,
Okay.
close, but not there yet.
It's because Russell's 13 hasn't shown up for you
Oh
yet.
man, I would gladly get sent to the couch for Russell's 13.
That's good. Yeah. A lot of more of those fruit notes that you mentioned are coming out in the
Mm-hmm.
palate there.
And it's got a finish. That's yeah.
Getting kind of like vanilla notes in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably from the barrel, right? Like a char barrel sometimes has vanilla.
Yeah. Mhm.
Learning things. I got that from my wine notes.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's like a vanilla smoothness in there
Mm-hmm.
paired with the brown sugar.
Yeah.
And then some of the fruity stuff coming along in there.
and it's only 102.76 proof, so it's right there in that sweet spot that we really like, between 100 and 107. Now, these will go all the way up to 126 proof. It really just depends what the pick is you get. So
That's good.
yeah,
it's not in your face at all.
Mhm.
Everything's subtle and nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, the transition from the palate to the finish has still got a little bit of that ethanol punch in there, and I get a little bit of that harsh note. But other than that, like it, so like the nose is great, the beginning of the palate is great. You get this spike of a kind of a harsh note, and then the finish just mellows it back out.
Yeah.
So, which again, it's a 4-year bourbon, so I would expect some of those young notes, which the ethanol you usually get on more of the younger stuff. But overall, I mean, it's a good 4-year product. Now, I will say this: would I buy it again? Absolutely not, because a 4-year bourbon at this proof, cast strength, single barrel, I'm gonna go New Riff every single time.
Oh, well.
Like, because it's $45-$50, and I think it's
that's
better.
true. Yeah, come to think of it, New Riff, yeah,
Mhm.
would be better than this. I mean, this is okay.
Yeah.
But you're right.
I mean, if
had to pick.
you're gonna have to get, if you want a rabbit hole, if you're like me, that you want something from like every distillery just to be able to have it.
It's like Pokemon for
Yes,
him.
you got to catch them all.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend going for the single barrel pick, because it's going to be the best of their lineup, and then you've got something from them. But as far as something I need to keep on my bar and go to and drink all the time, this is not going to be it.
No. Oh.
Well, and also, I mean, so it's really easy. So if I give you $75, in some places this is going all the way up to $100.
I feel like they're mostly having you pay for the artwork.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
But my point is, when you hit the $75 range, would you rather buy this or a Four Roses barrel strength, or
right?
You know,
yeah, sure,
1920, which is going to be always on the shelf.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, I think 75 is pretty high there, sir.
Yeah. But yes, it's for the artwork.
Mhm.
It's for a cool bottle on your shelf.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, I'm not disappointed in it, but not go buy another one worthy.
Fair enough. They're still a relatively young distillery.
Yes.
So then I'm sure this would be something they regularly do.
Yeah. So they're going to start doing this every year, and supposedly every year they're going to change the artwork. So it's going to be a theme every year. So that's how you know which year you got it. Did you get the Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
Did you get something else and different things like that?
So I'm sure as they grow, they'll maybe get a little better. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I want to give them a little bit of credit. Like, it's a good starting point.
Yeah, it is absolutely a good starting point. And it's their product. It's not sourced or anything like that, I do believe, which is good, because a lot of places start with source stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's a good beginning, and it'll be interesting to see as it goes. The only thing that worries me is, as it gets older, are they going to raise the price on it? Because that's going to be contentious, I think. So
depends on demand.
Yeah, that's true. Well, sometimes it depends on demand. Other times it's just like, man, it's older, we're going to charge more. So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had 2 rabbit holes.
Yep.
I don't know that I've had rabbit hole before. I feel like this is the first time.
Yeah, I don't think you have. I had the Cave Hill, and I shared it with the guys. But I don't think you've had it, just because it was good. It wasn't anything spectacular.
You weren't like super excited to share it with me at the time.
Yeah, it wasn't one of those. I was like, yeah, we got it. Well, to be fair, both of these bottles I bought from Rabbit Hole are both sentimental bottles. So Cave Hill's sentimental because that's where we used to live, and then the Queen bottle's sentimental because of for you. So they got me again. Marketing got me on both these bottles. So good job, marketing team.
You know how to get them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. No matter the bourbon you make, if you want me to buy it, name it after someplace close by or a Pokemon. Because I have to catch them all.
That's what it's all about. Actually, ideally, if you could create some kind of like cool punch card system that shows everything you could get, he would want to get everything on that punch card.
Yep.
I know there's a bourbon trail for the distilleries, but if they did it like for individual bottles,
Well,
he would want to make sure he gets everything in that book.
Well, so now on the bourbon trail thing, that's why I bought the book last time I was up at New Riff, is you can get every single distillery punched.
Right.
And when you get it punched, they apparently have special bottles for people that have so many. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So,
well, there you go.
So absolutely. They got me.
Right. See. Well, I mean, that's like your scratch off map back here.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately, it's more difficult to get to places across the country.
Yeah.
That's the only thing hindering you, but it's still slightly nagging you that you don't have places scratched off on your map.
There's, I think, 2 places in Kentucky that I have not got bottles from. So it's like, I kind of just need to do that. Mm-hmm. But one of them's like Artisan Distillers, which is Jefferson's Reserve.
So you'd have to swallow that pill, huh?
Yeah.
Get
and
that
I know that's all hype.
You haven't gotten a Jefferson's yet, right?
No, but I have tried one at one of those events.
Yeah, we went to. Yeah.
But that was also fair. That was very early in the bourbon experience. So my palate has become more sophisticated.
And it was a plain one. It would be like if you just did like plain Woodford, you'd be like, But there's all those other Woodford products.
Yeah, but that Woodford single barrel we had at Westport with me and wine the other day.
Because it was amazing. And we've already established like store picks already win.
Yeah.
Automatically. You don't need to try it. If it's a store pick, just go get it.
Yep. Oh yeah.
We've decided that.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Wait, that's just Woodford? Regular Woodford? Yes. What? Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So.
Well, we're only 22 minutes into our
I know.
live stream. Are we going to do anything else?
Oh, yeah. We got one more bottle that we can do.
Oh, you have something planned?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I was going to make a suggestion.
Okay.
Because, like, before we came down with our summer cold, thank you, daycare, we had a really fun adventure. That was, like, our last hoorah before going back to work.
Oh.
Which we shared with people on our Instagram.
I'm game.
And it was really cool. Going. And then we kind of forgot about it because we were really concerned with getting ourselves healthy again.
Yeah, because I was just laying on the couch dead to the world.
Yeah. Well, so not only that, like, yes, like we felt pretty bad, but we knew we couldn't taste very well because there was congestion and other things. And we were like, we are not going to waste, our rotten taste buds right now. Tasting something that we can't actually taste. So we had to hold off on that. Because the doctor did prescribe to him, because we're in Kentucky, a hot toddy as a solution. No joke. I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
She said,
don't take NyQuil. It does nothing. Just take a hot toddy. Also, if your kid ever comes down with cold or anything, don't even worry about NyQuil. If you read the ingredients, it's basically the same thing as a hot toddy. You can give your kid a hot toddy, just make the alcohol content less. So that's medicine in
doctor's
Kentucky.
Recommendation.
That's the way it goes. But I know where she's going with this, and I completely approve because it's better than what I was going to do.
Yeah, so back on track. We made a little excursion down to Bardstown, and we got to do one of the experiences at Heaven Hill that they recently added, became available. They kind of hyped it up for a while, and then they were teasing everybody, and then they just made it available, which is filling your own bottle. Yes. So they had options for you to choose from. So they had a tasting experience, and then from those you could decide which one you wanted to bottle. And then you just went through the process of filling your own bottle and then labeling it, so it's your special bottle. So it's not like a barrel pick or anything like that.
No, I mean, it basically is a barrel pick if you think about it.
Well, they did say sure.
You're not physically there going and picking a barrel.
Yeah, you're not thieving.
But they basically it's basically the same thing as Barrel Pick because they have 4 barrels of 4 different bourbons, and
Correct.
you taste them, and then you decide which one you want to bottle and take home. So it's as close to a barrel pick as you can get without buying a whole barrel.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So
That's a fair description.
it is a poor man's barrel pick, and it is amazing.
And I'm sure a lot of you are questioning, like, okay, you're telling the story about getting to, fill your own bottle, and you had 4 choices, and there's a Larceny bottle sitting here.
Mhm.
Okay. So what were the 4 options again?
So we'll first say, you can register online and everything like that. It's You Do Bourbon.
Yeah, it's open now.
I think is officially what it's called. It makes sense when you look on the website. It's $40 a person to do, and then you have to pay for the cost of the bottle.
The bottle.
So
right.
having researched, because we went and when they opened the museum part,
Mm-hmm.
we
Yeah, that
saw
was
it.
open.
That it what the pouring bourbon
That's
thing
what I mean by
wasn't.
teasing.
Yeah.
Like, it was there. You could see
Right.
it. But you
We
couldn't
asked,
sign up
like,
for it.
can we we'll guinea pig it? No, sorry, you can't do that. We begged.
We're like, but it's right there.
Yeah, they said,
no, you can't.
Yep, they kept saying no. So finally, I was there the second to last day before we had to go back to work.
Imagine that. Down there buying bourbon.
Trying to get. Hey, I was buying bourbon for something that we're doing with our Patreon. So we were doing that, and when I was sitting in line, because I had nothing to do, I was going through Facebook, and Facebook, thank you, algorithm was like, "Hey, did you know the pour your own bourbon experience was open?" I
You
was
might want to know this.
Wait, what? So naturally, I got on. It was like, "Would you like 2 spots for tomorrow?" I was like, "Why? Yes, I would." And so I did that, and I called her like, "Hey, we're having a date tomorrow," and so we went down there. So yeah, so it's $40 for the 2 per ticket. You go in there. And right off the bat, like I had already known that they have an Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Larceny barrel proof.
Mm-hmm.
They have Bernheim weeded barrel strength or barrel proof,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't exist anywhere except for Heaven Hill. And then they have a Heaven Hill
Experience is what it's called. Heaven Hill Experience.
Barrel proof.
Yep.
So,
which is also only at that.
Right, is only there too. So when you're on the tour and everything like that, and they're like, so this Heaven Hill Experience bottle might look familiar, and it is right there. It is the same bottle as William Heaven Hill, and they're kind of like, this is probably where William Heaven Hill is going to come from. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Not going to actually say it. So like, I was like, yep, that's my bottle. Like, I got to get that. And then I really wanted the Bernheim.
Oh, the Bernheim, right.
Wheat, because you can't get that anywhere else. And we tried it, and it was like, this is okay.
Yeah.
So it's a wheat whiskey, which means corn is not the main ingredient. Wheat is. So it's a very different taste profile. And to be honest, it really just wasn't as great for us.
Yeah.
And so we said no. So then it came down to the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which was probably one of, if not the best Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs I've ever had, or the Larceny.
But I didn't pick that one.
And it was her pick, so she got a pick.
That's the whole point, that you get to taste. And again, you did say that it's like having a barrel pick.
Right.
Okay, so like we could go back in a couple of months, and then there's a different barrel for the Bernheim, and maybe we try that one and we like it. So it's all about, that particular barrel, because as we've learned, like each barrel is going to be different, and you get a chance to taste them. And since you're tasting them, you get to pick what you like. And, it's not totally blind, but in a way it's like you got 4 of them in front of you. Yes, they're telling you which ones they are, but like you really get to kind of set any biases aside. And it was like, no, I really like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the one I want.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's Larceny.
Mm-hmm.
I want what's in this bottle.
And to be fair, it's the best Larceny barrel proof I've ever tasted.
Oh yeah.
And so like for me, it was down to the Elijah Craig and the Heaven Hill Experience bottle.
Yeah.
And I almost got the Elijah Craig over it, but the Heaven Hill Experience bottle was like everything the Elijah Craig had, but cranked up even more. So I had to go with that one.
And that was a good choice.
Yeah.
I like that one. But see, I got to put the label on myself and wrote my name on here, so it is my bottle. The key apparently is supposed to line up with the keyhole, but
It's a little off,
but
but
there's
it is the hardest label to do out of all the labels because when you
the
do it,
keys on the back
yeah.
side of this, and you can't see. Anyway,
yeah, so you can't see when you're putting the key on. So to get the two lined up, apparently at Heaven Hill they got a magic
who
system
cares?
that does it.
It's just the
Yeah.
sticker. It's just the label.
So,
All right.
well, this is your
Let's
bottle,
see.
so
You
gotta
want me to open it?
It's your bottle.
So hopefully it tastes exactly how I
Mhm.
remembered it and what I picked out. It was just sweet to me. It was a classic bourbon, but really smooth. So there were a lot of like the brown sugar notes, but then there was like the hint of spice in there too.
Yeah.
And I seem to recall like the vanilla, which I like, which I think is why it was like, oh yeah, I kinda like that
and
Cave Hill.
I've got 2 Larceny barrel proofs. I've got B520. Yes, B520 and B521. And 20 made me want to never have a Larceny barrel proof ever again. B521 gave me hope. And then I had this, which it is actually labeled as Y521. So the Y is for you, pour bourbon, and then 5 for the month and the year 21. This is what Larceny barrel proof is supposed to be. This is where they've hidden all the good Larceny barrels.
Let's take a whiff of that.
And yeah, it's definitely a winner.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It's just like this beautiful, like baked goods, like a sugar cookie, brown sugar cookie.
Yeah, but there's chocolate notes back there.
That's so good. It smells so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think I'm pretty sure I remember that when we were there.
Yeah, it's got baking notes like dough kind of in there, but there's chocolate on the back,
and there's spice in that. Oh, so good. I did a good job. Pat on the back.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It just I would have preferred to like not put the label on there because I'm like, again, I just want the bourbon that's in there. Who cares that it says Larceny?
But that's good. So now we put it up there and people see Larceny and they're like, oh, I don't want to try this. So I mean that's why
go away.
That's why we keep Blanton's on the shelf, so people just go after the Blanton's and they hide from everything else up here. So yeah. But yeah, if you're doing the Bourbon Trail, so there's a lot of great tours in Louisville. Old Forester is one of the best tours that you can do because you see the whole experience. And then Peerless is the other really good tour in the Louisville area because you get the mom and pop feel and all that stuff. But if you go outside of Louisville, I would argue 2 of the best tours you can do is Heaven Hill with the Pour Your Own Bourbon. Like, that's just amazing. They did a great job. They know what they're doing. And then they've got the bar upstairs, soon to be a restaurant open, everything like that. This is one of the best things you can do on the experiences. And then Bardstown Bourbon Company with the thieving tour, where they pull 3 barrels and you get to thieve them right there in the Rick House and try them. Like, those are the 2 best experiences you can do. Everybody's going to want to go do the Buffalo Trace stuff, and they think they're going to...
Which is neat. Like, it's pretty. Their Rick houses are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, people go there. I've seen a lot of like engagement photos there, and they're gorgeous. Slightly jealous of some of those because I do think they're nice. But, and for these picks and probably the Bardstown one, like where you're sampling them, there's not as much like tour where you're going around seeing a lot. It's more about like trying more things. So you're not really moving. You're like, you're there, but you get to try these things that are like, they're special.
Yes.
Because that's,
like, not many people get to say
it's not going to be the same bourbon each time. So like you're getting to taste something that's really unique.
Yeah, not a lot of people get to say like I thieved straight from the barrel or I got to pour my own personal bottle. The only other place I know, at least around here, that does that is Michter's when they were open, because I got a bottle up over there that I poured when our daughter was born. So that's her bottle. I haven't touched it, won't touch it. So there's a few of those cool experiences. So all the people that are like running around trying to get a Blanton's with your kid's birth date on it, you could also do something really cool like this.
That's true.
And pour it, and then it's their bottle, and then you just have to sit and look at it for 21 years, and then hope by the time they turn 21 they might
They
be
like bourbon.
interested in bourbon, which this is a barrel proof, so that's probably not going to happen right out of the gate.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, so
Mhm.
it's a great experience if you get a chance, and you're gonna go visit Heaven Hill anytime in the near future. You need to get on, you need to sign up and do this experience because it's amazing. We will probably be doing it again, just because I really want that Elijah Craig barrel proof.
I know. He was sad that I didn't pick that one. He was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yes, I'm sure. This is mine. Leave me alone."
Yeah. Like this is the best larceny barrel proof ever. And it's a great bottle of bourbon. Like, it'll be fun to blind this against like Maker's barrel strength. You could, if I ever get a Weller full proof, do it against that. And I'm gonna say this larceny is gonna be right there. So
and not many people were doing it for probably the same logic. They're like, "Oh, I want to get that experienced one that you got," or they know Elijah Craig, and so they wanted that one, or even the Bernheim, because there is Bernheim out there, but you can't get that particular Bernheim, whatever.
Right, you can't get the barrel strength except at the distillery.
So there was I think even in our group, there was only one other person.
No, you were the only one.
It was a group of, how many people would you say? Like 10, 15?
Yeah, 15, I think.
And I was the only one? I thought there might have been one other person.
You were the only one that got
I was the only one. And there were still tons of bottles in that section, so people weren't picking that.
They said like it was 5-1 the Heaven Hill experience bottle to everything else. So,
but whatever. I went with my taste buds and I picked this.
Yeah, and it's a great pick. So thanks for watching. Because of time constraints and as crazy as our life is getting, we are going to probably start doing this kind of every Saturday. Just do a 30-minute live stream, grab some bottles that we've found or thought people might be interested in, and give you our review on them. But it's going to be live and unfiltered. So who knows what you get week from week. But
we're pretty good about that. Yeah. Unlike you when you get with your guys.
Yeah. Well,
that can be a little unhinged there.
Yeah, we get 9 bourbons deep. So there needs to be some editing and things like that on those. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe, all that great stuff. Let us know if there's any bottles that you're interested in that we should try to pick up and review for you, because I always am looking for an excuse to pick up a bottle. And if I can say it's for the channel, then I might get some leeway. So, but have a good one, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.